Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about affordable 4-power scopes. In this case, a 1 to 4 power optic manufactured by Mueller. Mueller manufactures this scope for use on rifles such as the AR-15 or this ACR, or even on rifles like the SCAR. Pretty much any military type rifle or even hunting rifle that you might have an application for a scope for short to medium range. Some of these scopes can cost quite a bit of money, and then other scopes like this Mueller don't quite cost so much. How does it stack up against the competition? That's what I want to tell you guys today. Let's take a closer look at this site. So let's talk about how one might use a 1 to 4 power sight. The U.S. military started off using a 4-power optic like this Trijicon ACOG many years ago. The 4-power optic is good for medium-range combat. It's okay for close-range combat, but less than ideal. This Trijicon, again, is a fixed 4-power with an illuminated reticle and uses tritium to power the reticle. People have been asking for sights that have 1 power all the way up to 4 power, a variable power sight. They like the 4 power, they're behind the concept, but they want to be able to engage targets at close range, 25 or 50 yards, something that doing with a 4-power fixed magnified optic is difficult to do. The 1 to 4 power gives you the ability to dial the sight down to 1 power by using this ring on the scope here on the body, or you can dial it all the way up to 4 power. This sight, the Mueller Speed Shot that we're taking a look at here this afternoon, has other capabilities, and it shares some functionality that other scopes that it competes with on the market have, but it also brings something to the market that the other scopes have yet to bring to the market. Let's talk about what makes it unique. First of all, the Mueller has a simple 4 MOA circular dot. It is very similar to a red dot sight. A 4 MOA dot means that it will cover a 4-inch circle at 100 yards. The dot is daylight illuminated. That means that you can turn the illumination on. It's a red illuminator. Turn it on, and in broad daylight like we have out here this afternoon, you can see the dot clearly as a red dot. Other sights, such as this Leatherwood Hilux CMR, which I reviewed in the past, and I do like this sight, have an illuminator, a battery-powered illuminator, just like the Mueller sight. However, they are not daylight visible. These also have unique reticles. I wouldn't say they're conventional, but they have hash marks for different ranges, and again, the illumination is not daylight visible. The Leatherwood Hilux comes to market at $359. A step up from that is the Vortex Pst. The Vortex Pst is again a 1 to 4 power variable sight that has a non-dot. Again, it has a graduated reticle inside, a horseshoe reticle, but it's also illuminated but not daylight visible. This the Vortex Pst comes to market at around $500, $499. And that's where Mueller, with their Speed Shot, have carved out a unique market. And that is, this scope comes to market for $249 retail. Let's take a look at some of the other features of this sight. Let's talk about some of the features of the Mueller Speed Shot sight. We'll start at the front of the scope. It features a 24mm objective lens on the front. It is a fully multi-coated lens, which is camera grade quality. It also has a 30mm body, which means it will accept standard 30mm rings. Moving back, this is the Illuminator Adjustment, has 11 settings. Nice positive clicks, goes from 0 all the way up to 11. Underneath this cap here, which is slotted for use with a coin, you can quickly loosen the cap, is the battery for the illuminator. You pop this cap off, put a battery in. Now the scope comes with the battery already installed, and it also comes with a spare battery. The target towers are pretty standard. You remove the target cap. Underneath, you'll find a standard target knob that has hash marks. Each click is good for roughly 1/2 MOA at 100 yards, which translates to about 1/2 inch at 100 yards. Once you get this sight zeroed, it has 3 Allen head bolts. You loosen with a supplied Allen wrench and turn it back to 0 and lock it back down. Then you just screw your cap on. The scope is fog-proof and shock-proof, and as I mentioned, the lenses are fully multi-coated all the way back to the ocular lens here, which has about 3.5 inches of eye relief and has a quick focus ring on the end. It's variable power, as I mentioned earlier, and this is the high torque knob that you would turn to select between 1 and 4 power. It's clearly marked with the settings on the front of the ring. This ring doesn't click, it just offers a really solid feedback. It's not too hard to turn and not too easy. Overall, the quality of this sight is really good. I'm very surprised at just how much you can get for $249 with this sight, including its limited lifetime warranty. All right, guys, some final thoughts on the Mueller 1 to 4 power by 24 millimeter sight. Overall, the quality of this sight is top notch. I really am impressed with the quality of the sight, especially for the retail price of $249. I found the sight to have repeatable zero. I've conducted a box test with this sight and confirmed that the settings on this sight, when you dial them in, are rock solid and spot on at 100 yards. I move the sight from left to right, up and down, and back to center, and it's always returned to zero perfectly. For $249, it's really a good value in my opinion. It has very clear optics, has nice tactile feedback on the adjustments on the knob and on the magnification selector, and the eye focus here on the rear works very well. I like the 3.5 inches of eye relief as well on the sight. It works great on this rifle like the ACR. I've tested on AR-15s, this ACR, SCAR, and even on AKs, and it works great. If you're in the market for a 1 to 4 power magnified optic, you should check out this Mueller sight. For the money, it's kind of hard to beat. If you guys have any questions about this Mueller sight, you can ask those questions on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/military arms. As always, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.